Time now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
And Alana, as those storms come in, that's something we need to be really careful of when we're outdoors.
That's the truth, Glenn. Now, it looks like a storm could have washed out the trail in the area. That's the information coming in on that story. And we know that there is heavy rain out there. Wasatch and Summit counties, this coming in from the eastern side of Jordanelle. Heavy rain, plenty of lightning, and we're going to see more of this in the forecast as we get through the next couple of days. This monsoonal moisture continues to surge north, and we are going to be looking at impacts in the metro area along the Wasatch Front. Okay, storm tracker radar is sweeping the region. As we get a little closer, you're able to see those strong storms near Jordanelle that have been popping up. We also saw them over towards Park City, swath of moisture into Duchesne County. Tabiona had that heavy rain, and that's what we're dealing with when it comes to hail. About nickel-sized hail in Beaver County popped up. 2 flood advisories for Grand County and San Juan County because of strong storms over in eastern Utah. And as we look at the I-15 corridor near Richfield, it's soggy getting into Beaver County where we had those 50-mile-per-hour winds and nickel-sized hail there. And then over the higher terrain towards Loa, Bryce Canyon country, and near Panguitch. A little quieter in the south right now, but we did have a flash flood warning for Kane County. Lots of lightning embedded in these storms, so eyes to the skies. Lightning is Utah's #1 weather-related killer. Here's the setup for today and why we're seeing that influx of monsoon moisture. High pressure to our east, the Four Corners high, and an area of low pressure in the Pacific. We're in between 2 systems, and that southerly flow that's pushing in brings the potential for some strong storms with the abundance of moisture and the uptick there. Temperatures are toasty in the north, 96 in Salt Lake, 92 is our average, and we're above that today. 95 over in Vernal, 80s in Price and Provo. We can see those 80s popping up where we have storms. 85 in Cedar City and 98 in St. George. Along the Wasatch Front, we do have a slight chance into tonight, but that is going to change into tomorrow. 90s turning to 80s by ABC4 News at 10 with increasing cloud cover. Scattered storm potential for our Thursday, and this is why. As we take a look, that area of high pressure slides slightly to the east. The low pressure still in place, but we start to see that moisture surging further north to the Utah-Idaho line. So monsoon moisture targets the Wasatch Front into tomorrow, and we get a stormy active pattern for the long range. Futurecast forewarns you on the timing here. Watch as these storms continue for the overnight, becoming isolated, but we have plenty of cloud cover in central and southern Utah by ABC4 News at 10. West Desert still active, so southeastern Utah. As we take a look at the early morning hours over the mountains, storm potential holds steady. Can't rule it out for the West Desert. More of a southeasterly flow, then overnight and into tomorrow, a southerly flow. Look at those storms by 1 p.m. Watch as they surge north. Okay, here we are by 4 p.m. The Wasatch Front getting hit hard. Looks like Davis County, Salt Lake, Tooele, and even Utah County on the model there getting some strong storms. Southwestern Wyoming will be active, so will the Wasatch Plateau, and that extends all the way towards Fillmore. Some strong storms pushing north, staying active for the evening commute on Thursday, and then into the overnight hours. Still pretty active by 10 p.m. over I-15. Probable flash flooding. Yes, that's going to be the category we stay. Strong storms, meaning you don't want to be in those low-lying areas. Not the time to go to the slot canyons. We're warning you, this is not the time to be out there in these low-lying areas, even in northern Utah, because these are strong storms with an abundance of rain. Let's talk about the long range here because we're tracking the tropics. Tropical Storm Hillary, which you're seeing down here, and these spaghetti plots actually show different models where that moisture ends up. These will be tropical remnants. Tropical Storm Hillary becomes a hurricane tomorrow. That's what it's forecast to do. But we could pull some of this moisture into the desert southwest, meaning we could get some really soggy conditions. The precipitation outlook for next week, staying above average through the weekend and into next week. It's going to be interesting to see where those tropical remnants show up. It's a tricky forecast, but we're monitoring it closely and giving you that heads up early. 90s along the Wasatch Front for tomorrow, 103 in Moab, 101 in St. George, where the temperatures drop with a cloud cover and monsoon moisture. Scattered storms for the next 2 days. The weekend gets widespread activity, and then we just stay with the storm potential in the south. Wasatch Front, similar isolated storms for tomorrow through the next couple of days as we close out the work week. The weekend looks soggy, and into next week, looks like we could see an uptick in storms as well. Temperatures drop to the 80s, so below average with this monsoon moisture on the move.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Temperature-wise, not bad, but those storms can be rough.
True. Yeah, got to watch out for that. All right. Thanks so much, Lon. Appreciate it.